Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This presentation summarizes my Lab 5 presentation testing on penetration testing and handling work for the Metasploitable2 virtual machine. I use Kali Linux as the attacker workstation and the Metasploitable2 as a target. The purpose was not only to find vulnerabilities, but to connect scan results to a realistic defense strategy, implement selected handling changes, and compare expected results with the actual scan outcomes. The presentation follows the assignment section in order. First, I'll start by explaining how the test should be planned and why penetration testing matters. Then I will summarize the scan vulnerability discovered. The second half focuses on the risk assessment, mitigation, local handling changes, and lessons learned from comparing the before and the after results. You can see for this lab, intentionally narrowing Kali Linux testing. One, this is going to show the penetration test plan. I will define the target IP, the tools to be used, the testing window, the evidence, the requirement, the process, and the documenting failures or unexpected behavior. A penetration test is valuable because one of the most important reasons that is valuable is because it turns vulnerability information into a practical view of business risks. Instead of assuming defense work, the test shows what an attack could see, possibly abuse. If procedures fail, the failure should be documented and the system should be checked to ensure no unsafe state remains, and the cause should be corrected through technical procedure and policy changes. The scan approach, you might use 4 tools. So the findings could be viewed from different angles. That's a NEP focus on the network and services, the NECTO and the Observe ZAP focus on the web-facing issues. The NESUS are provided a severity rank vulnerability report that help drive risk assessment and prioritizations. Talking about the NEP service version scan, as you can see, it shows a very broad attack surface. The most important takeaway is that port and service management is a major gap. We're going to talk about the gap analysis. The gap analysis shows that the system is vulnerable because of legacy services, weak password, outdated packages, too many exposed ports, and weak cryptographic settings. I prioritize the gaps by likelihood and impact. This matches current vulnerability management practice where known exploited vulnerabilities and easy remote access paths should be remediated first. The mitigation strategy focuses on high impact, low cost changes first. Disabling or restricting legacy services reduces the attack surface immediately. Firewall allow listing a limit who can reach services, password strengthening, addresses, account risks long term. The system should be patched, upgraded, or replaced because unsupported software cannot be fully secured by configuration alone. I implemented 3 heading changes because they were quick, cost effective, and direct map to scan findings. I changed the weak VNC password, addressed the exposed relocking related configuration, and added firewall rules to control access. These changes were selected because they reduce immediate risks without requiring patch tools or major system redesign, as you can see on the screenshots. Um, I choose these changes based on cost, speed, and criteria. They do not solve every route, cause the actual result was close. Nexus shows a significant reduction, but some deeper vulnerabilities remain because patching and migration were still needed. The main lesson is that testing and handling should be connected. Scans reveal weaknesses, but the value comes from translating them into actions, implementing changes, and rescanning. Another lesson is that not all systems can be fully patched, especially intentionally vulnerable or unsupported systems. In those cases, compensating controls like firewall flattering may reduce risks until replacement is possible. This reference support the presentation risk management, the reference that you see below, vulnerability prioritization, penetration testing, processes before submitting. I will submitting. So, with that said, that is all I have for you today as far as my lab 5 goes.